Hi Neil, here's a real basic rundown of the touchscreen that we use for our trade show booth. Normally the screen is blank, and when you touch the screen, up in our case will come the password protected screen. So if you don't know the password, you're not getting further than this. In our case, the password is 1234. I hit OK, and now I come to the home screen. If you get me a Creston logo, I can scan that in and put that in. You don't need the Sound Solutions one. If I hit the log off button, it goes back to the password screen. So once the staff has done adjustments, that's usually the best thing to do, is to hit the log off, and then you're back at the password protected screen. Master volume, I have music on and off in this case. There's a little bar level meter that shows where the volume level is at. I can slide the volume up and down for the lobby, in our case the auditorium, Gym A and Gym B. Now, we were talking via email about combining zones. In our case, I've got Gym A and Gym B, and so if the gym is split into two sections, we don't want to combine them. Gym A can have something separate than Gym B, but if I've got a large function, we would take out the dividing wall and then hit the combine button, the green light comes on, and now whatever is happening in Gym A also happens in Gym B and vice versa. We would use this for bigger meets in the arena, let's say, so we could combine the arena with the lobby so they can hear the hockey scores in the lobby if you want, and we can put as many combining switches in there as into your system as you want. Background music is a screen that you're not going to have. The QSC system has a built-in MP3 player, so for our trade shows we've loaded in a couple hundred songs. In your case, that would get really boring after a couple of days, so we won't bother with that at all. What you can do, however, is use the internal MP3 player as an emergency evacuation announcement. So talk to your fire alarm guys, or if this is something you wanted to do, if the fire alarm goes off, we could get this QSC system to mute all the music and play an evacuation message. It can play it once, it can play it continuously until the fire alarm stops. That's entirely up to you, but that is some of the stuff that we can also do beyond the basic features. Tape deck, I control an external tape deck. It basically just shows that the QSC system can be used to control the system. We could put CD player start-stop controls for the CD player that's in the rack in the sound room. So you could control the CD player for, let's say, Christmas music without having to run back to the sound room. So if you wanted that done, we could do that. Paging zone. Paging zone is important. This is what we've talked about via email. In our case, we've got the same four zones. We have lobby, auditorium, Gym A, and Gym B. If you press any one of those buttons, it lights up in hot pink. And we can clear all. We can select all, so now it's an all page. If I, let's say, permanently want to page into the lobby and the gym, I can do that. If I change screens and come back to the paging system, it's still got the lobby and Gym A selected for paging. Then all you do from there is hit the push to talk button on the paging mic, and that's the zones it'll page into. In this case, we've got more inputs. I've got a wireless microphone and I've got a CD player, and I can assign that to any zone. So let's say with the wireless mic, we've got a function only in Gym A. That's where you want the wireless mic to go. Perhaps you've got a big paging function where they need the wireless mic heard everywhere in every zone. We can turn all four zones on and then adjust the volume of it up and down. Same thing with the CD player. And again, this is just for demonstration purposes. We can put different zones in here. We can have different sources. We can have certain sources only going into certain zones. That all depends how you want to set it up, and that's where we have to do some more discussions over and above what we've done so far. So that's the basics of it, really. If you have any questions, just feel free to shoot me an email back. Thanks.